Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Universe Mode on the JPG channel. Of course, we are dead in the middle of Money in the Bank qualifying matches, and boy oh boy is this one going to be one hell of a qualifying match to watch, because as you can see, La Primera has arrived. The devil is here tonight to qualify for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Stephanie Vaquer making her debut here on Monday Night Raw and on the JPG channel. This is certainly not going to be one to miss. Vaquer takes on the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, and the ballsy badass Shotzi Blackheart to see which one of these three ladies is going to be joining Alexa Bliss in that women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Of course, men's Money in the Bank qualifiers will also continue here tonight. We got a big one later on in the show. Main event, Jey Uso, joined by the badass Braun Breakker and the ruler himself, Ep17. What a triple threat match that's about to be later on in tonight's show. We also have the loudest mouth here in WWE, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, taking on a man that he swears he's hating ever since he ruined his birthday segment all those years ago. CM Punk, a man that is going in to a rematch of a generation at Money in the Bank in London against none other than the last real champ, or so he calls himself, John Cena. We also have in our main event tonight, Becky Lynch and Bayley earning themselves a tag team title opportunity. Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. Team 2001, Perez and Jade, taking on Lynch and Bayley to close our show. It's going to be one hell of a night here on the JPG channel. It all starts off with the debut of Stephanie Vaquer, the return of Asuka, and it's always a pleasure to see Shotzi grace our screens as well. This is going to be a fun one, folks. It's been a long time since we've seen Asuka here on the channel. Certainly sure that she wants to make herself be known here tonight, getting that Money in the Bank ladder match, and well, if she wins that, we'll see a lot more of her here on the JPG channel after that. Let's just say it. Let's just keep everything 100 here as Shotzi comes out with the TCB, taking care of business, Tank, and she's looking to take care of some business here tonight, but she has a mountain to climb with not only two former NXT Women's Champions, but of course Asuka being a decorated Women's Champion here on the main roster as well. I'm sure Vaquer one of these days would like to have just half of the accomplishments that Asuka has earned for herself here in the WWE. Shotzi, on the other hand, this is one of the cases of where these Money in the Bank qualifying matches, they could really help somebody that might be, kind of in limbo with their career a little bit. Shotzi, yes, she's entertained fans around the world, but she doesn't have too many championships to own her own name on here in the WWE. As a matter of fact, she's never won a single championship here in the WWE. But it could all change if she wins that Money in the Bank ladder match after surviving two of the most dangerous women in the sport here tonight, Stephanie Vaquer and Asuka. We're going to see how much heart Shotzi has in that black heart of hers here tonight. It is not going to be an easy one for either three of these women to get the job done, but that's part of the fun, is seeing just how far one will go just to qualify for a grueling 6-woman ladder match. I mean, you basically have to rest up, and you only get 1 week to rest up because Money in the Bank is on the horizon, folks. We only have one more week of shows, Raw and SmackDown, before we get to London. The card is starting to fill up. And now look at this, Stephanie Vaquer, a nice pinfall attempt, but Asuka shuts it down. And now Shotzi, oh my goodness, just driving Asuka's back of her head into that canvas. Immediately, Shotzi going for some weapons here. All legal and triple threat scenario, and certainly going to be an equalizer. And now Asuka goes for a pinfall attempt. You can see the urgency is at all-time high here. Like I said, you want to put these matches to bed real quick so that you can rest up for that grueling ladder match. I mean, this is a match that most superstars, most female and male talent admit to the fact that after they get done with one of these, their bodies is never the same again. And we just seen a 8-person ladder match a few months ago at WrestleMania. Now we're being treated to another 2 multi-person ladder matches when we get to London. Nice jawbreaker by Shotzi. Asuka now looking for some toys under the ring. Grabs a kendo stick. Gonna do some damage with that. Shotzi, though, in full control here. Look out! Sliced bread in the middle of the ring. Asuka, though, trying to wail away with that kendo stick, but gets an enziguri to the back of the head for her troubles. Shotzi laid out Vaquer. This could be her opportunity with Asuka peeling that shoulder out. Not even at a 1 count. But Shotzi is in control of this one. I wouldn't say surprisingly. She is a very underestimated talent in that ring. Oh, and a huge kick right to the midsection. It's got to be a bit of a dream match scenario for Vaquer. I'm sure she's followed Asuka's career very closely back when she was making a name for herself. And now her first match on the... Oh my, look at that. A huge suicide dive from La Primera. I was going to say, in her first match here in WWE, and Asuka happens to be a part of it. She is looking to show out. It's either go hard or go home. And now went for a springboard crossbody, but there's that experience of Asuka coming into play, just keeping her distance, making Stephanie Vaquer create her own mistakes, essentially. But now, wait a minute, Asuka was going top, but no, Shotzi shuts her down. Now it's Shotzi scaling. Look out, Shotzi. Oh my goodness, from halfway across the ring. Huge flying elbow. A diving elbow off the third, and almost got the job done, honestly. That was a 2 3/4 right there. Nice single leg drop kick by Vaquer. Vaquer slowly and surely started to see her opportunity at the Money in the Bank ladder match slip through her fingers. It would just be her second match in her career on the main roster if she does qualify for London. That is a huge accomplishment already. Nice leg drop by Vaquer. Goes for the cover. Shotzi getting a shoulder out at 1. Asuka missing her mark uncharacteristically. And right down on the knee. Inverted DDT right onto the knee. And now, what a super kick by Vaquer. Just absolutely knocked the lights out of Shotzi. And now, wait a minute, Stephanie Vaquer, we know what this is, folks, and if you don't, you're going to know pretty quickly. A devil's kiss, and every time that she slams Asuka's face, it's right on that kendo stick. How vicious. Devil's kiss with a little bit of extra juice on it, if I can get descriptive real quick. But Asuka comes back real quick with that flying hip attack. And now, wait a minute. Shotzi, though. Oh, my goodness gracious. An arm trap, leg trap DDT. Right. I was going to say right on that sledgehammer, but she goes for the pinfall attempt on Vaquer. I don't know if I exactly agree with that strategy. Asuka seems to be out of it, but Shotzi now, who am I to tell her, the performer, what to do? But Asuka was definitely out of it. She might not kick out right here. Vaquer, though, able to break the count at 2. That might have been it. That might have been it if Vaquer did not make the save. And now, wait a minute. Oh, the SVB. That's Stephanie Vaquer's nail in the coffin, if you will, but Shotzi survives it. The Stephanie Vaquer breaker, the Stephanie Vaquer buster, whatever you want to call it. And now, wait a minute. The Stephanie Vaquer bomb. It goes by many names, but I'll tell you what. Asuka goes by one name, the Empress of Tomorrow, and she saw into the future that time. She had Vaquer locked in that Asuka lock, and Shotzi was the only thing that was keeping her from a shot at the Money in the Bank ladder match. And now another sliced bread, but gets stacked by a German suplex. Like I said, Stephanie Vaquer not trying to waste this moment, waste this opportunity. She wants her debut on the main roster to lead to many more matches and very early success early on in her career as Shotzi went for a kick. Vaquer reversed it though. And now Shotzi with a sharp elbow to the back. Forearm strike to the back. And now, Asuka just swinging that sledgehammer right into the midsection of Shotzi. Referee Charles Robinson in perfect positioning there to see Shotzi's shoulder peel off the mat. Asuka thought that she had the match won right there, but Robinson, like I said, in perfect position. Shotzi did get that shoulder off the mat in time. And now Asuka going for something, but Vaquer, nice dodge that time. And now back and forth these two go. What a singles match this would be one day. Even though we're just getting a brief imaging of it here tonight. Oh my goodness. A delayed backbreaker by Vaquer. All about breaking backs is La Primera, but face first. Face first goes Vaquer right onto that sledgehammer and just gets slingshot at a kendo stick right to the back of the head. Face breaker by Shotzi Blackheart. Not enough to get the job done. And now big elbow strike by Vaquer. She's trying to think of next steps here. She could be all out of gas. I mean, all three of these ladies are putting it all on the line. And like I said, oh my goodness, just tweaked the knee of Shotzi. Just tweaked the knee of Shotzi. Like I was saying, like I was set. Oh, no, the miss to the face. Hold on to that thought. A miss to the face. Vaquer's temporarily blinded. Her vision temporarily impaired. Oh, I thought that was going to be it. I guess it was just muscle. It was just muscle memory at that point. It was just ring awareness for Stephanie Vaquer to realize, maybe to sense that hand of Robinson's coming down for a 3 count. And now Asuka is just wailing away with a sledgehammer. This is getting a little bit disturbing to watch, folks. She tried the Asuka lock earlier. Now she's got it again. And that's with the miss in the face. Although it has cleared up by now. But wait a minute. Shotzi, though, able to break it up. I do honestly believe that time, especially, that Asuka lock would have gotten the job done. You see Vaquer sprawled out. She is out cold. The mist and then the Asuka lock. Blocking your sight and your ability to breathe and your windpipe. And now wait a minute. A huge spear by Asuka. Double-legging Shotzi Blackheart. Oh, and go a kick to the midsection. Saw one earlier on Vaquer. This time she lands one on Shotzi with that hip attack. The hip attack coming into play once again. Asuka now going to meet Vaquer, realizing that she has come to. And now, wait a minute. Asuka, though, talking a little trash. There's a suicide dive. Suicide dive from La Primera. And now Vaquer wasting little to no time here. Shotzi slowly getting back up to her feet. And now, wait a minute. Big crossbody off the top. Big crossbody off the top of it, right in the corner of your eye. You can see Asuka getting back in the neck of time. And now, wait a minute. Vaquer trying to keep her momentum going, but Asuka trying to slow her down by any means necessary. Throws Asuka out to the ring. Vaquer, this could be her opportunity. This could be her moment. Is she going to meet Alexa Bliss in that women's Money in the Bank ladder match? I think so, because a second SVB connects to Shotzi. Asuka nowhere to be found. Gets in the ring a little too late. And with that, Vaquer is going to join a former Money in the Bank winner and herself, Alexa Bliss, in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match when we get to London. What a showing for the debuting, polarizing La Primera herself, Stephanie Vaquer. Congratulations are in order. And we cannot wait to see what she does when ladders are involved in the scenario. Can't miss that already with Bliss and Vaquer being the only 2 names announced. What a show it is about to be when we get to London, folks. Well, what a way to open our show here tonight. As promised, they delivered. both Vaquer, Asuka, and of course Shotzi Blackheart, throwing it all on the line. But in the end, La Primera is going to grace us with her presence once again when we get to London in just 2 weeks' time. And speaking of a presence, the Undisputed Era, as you can see, they're still being called out. There was a question if they were allied with Adam Cole himself, although we don't see Cole out here with O'Reilly and Strong. But let's back up the story a little bit as to the reason why we are seeing these two guys here on the JPG channel. After Backlash, an incredible tag team match between DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns, we would see the arrival, or should I say the return, of Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong to WWE, their main roster debut, if you really want to be technical about it. But still, nonetheless, shocking the world, shocking the system all these years later, wiping out the better part of the Raw Tag Team division, at least the two pillars of the Raw Tag Team division in DIY, the World Tag Team Champions, and of course, the Motor City Machine Guns. Strong and O'Reilly now making their debut here as a tag team on Monday Night Raw, and they get to take on a very pissed off version of the Guns. Both Shelly and Sabin lobbying for this match after being attacked heinously back in France. And it's going to be a good one, folks. Undisputed Era, Motor City Machine Guns. That just sounds like a perfect time. A perfect Monday Night Raw tag team match, if you ask me. It is going to be a show of talent. Of course, get to show what Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly are all about, which if you've never seen them in the ring, I don't know how you haven't by now, with how successful they have been over the last half of a decade. But if you haven't, Kyle O'Reilly would be the technical submission-based offense, but he can also hit you harder than most guys in that locker room. And then Roderick Strong, well, I mean, he's the king of the backbreakers. He is the end of worlds. He's the end of heartache, if you will. He will absolutely just take your spine and fold it into an accordion. That's what Roderick Strong's about. You're going to see it in this match. I guarantee you. He loves to utilize his knees, loves to focus on spinal damage, and really anything that he could get his hands on. But those backbreakers are a pillar of what Roderick Strong's all about. Just a very gritty man's man wrestler. There's a reason why this guy was one of the more popular wrestlers before he got called up, or before he even got the call to join WWE and to arrive at NXT. He was a world-renowned name in ROH. And then, of course, he made a name for himself alongside his buddies in NXT, winning multiple championships, former North American champion, former NXT Tag Team Champion. Of course, holding numerous belts all around the world before joining NXT, and now he's here in the WWE, joined by Kyle O'Reilly, another decorated tag team wrestler. Of course, another successful ROH wrestler as well. Back then, he'd be formed a tag team with his old tag team partner, Bobby Fish and Red Dragon, before coming and shocking the world alongside Adam Cole. Who could forget TakeOver Brooklyn 2? Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish appearing out of the crowd, attacking the brandly one new NXT champion, Drew McIntyre, after defeating Bobby Roode. Feels like it was a lifetime ago that we really saw the arrival of O'Reilly and Cole and Fish. And Roderick Strong would come on a little bit later, joining forces, of course, all four members making of the Undisputed Era. Bobby Fish these days getting a little bit up there in age, so maybe he decided to kind of hang it back and let the younger guys get their moment to shine, as they are doing right here and right now. Nice capture suplex by Kyle O'Reilly. And like I said, the technical-based offense goes right to the arm. And that's just, that's a precursor. That's just for him to set up. Oh, another submission maneuver later. Nice German suplex, stacked Shelley. And now Kyle O'Reilly just cutting the ring in half. We mentioned the decorated tag team wrestler that Kyle O'Reilly is going to be showing throughout this match. Roderick Strong's no slouch in the tag team division either, though, as now O'Reilly goes for a tag on Strong. Oh, look at that. Cheap shot by Roderick Strong. This is a team I would argue doesn't even need a cheap shot to get an advantage. Now look at this. Double underhook into a German suplex. The double arm DDT, while Roderick Strong had Alex Shelley in a wheelbarrow positioning, and then just drives him around the mat with a wheelbarrow German. But Alex Shelley out of that pretzel-like submission maneuver. And now, wait a minute, drop toe hold from Shelley. Alex Shelley trying to get something going for himself. Needs to get a fresh tag, though, to Chris Sabin, if you ask me. It's been a long time that Shelley's been in that ring with two very dangerous competitors. The violent artist himself, Kyle O'Reilly, and the king of backbreakers, Roderick Strong. But wait a minute, we're going to see a little bit of tag team tandem from the Guns here. Oh, my goodness gracious. That soccer kick to the back and then a super kick to the face. Getting hit from all angles. The Guns bringing the heavy artillery here tonight, folks. And now it's Alex Shelley getting a little technical. Shelley's a bit of an unsung hero when it comes to technical wrestlers. He will twist you up like a pretzel, that is for sure. Especially back in his heyday, you know, the early TNA days, ROH days. Alex Shelley, a New Japan run, of course. He's responsible for a lot of guys you see on the main roster as to why they work the kind of match that they work. I mean, you're probably looking at obviously a Johnny Gargano who was a mentee of his. You're probably looking at teams like Fraxium over there on Friday Night SmackDown. Hell, maybe even the Street Profits getting a little bit of their game from the Motor City Machine Guns. Basically, a lot of the wrestlers you see today, they grew up watching Sabin and Shelley. Is now look at this, Kyle O'Reilly, not the legal man, but looking to take to the skies with a suicide dive. I would argue all four of these individuals have probably inspired the brand new generation of tag team wrestling. How many countless, absolutely A-plus performances does the Undisputed Era have down in NXT during that black and gold era? I mean, literally every pay-per-view, you would be hard-pressed to find a bad match that any of those four men had in their time in NXT. Adam Cole having some of my favorite NXT matches of all time. 2 out of 3 falls against Gargano. Could forget taking the white noise off the top of the cage from Ciampa at NXT War Games. I was actually live to see that. It was, believe me, absolutely insane, to say the least. But I'm kind of going on a tangent here about how much I like the Undisputed Era. But hold on, look at this. We're going to have to lock in real quick because O'Reilly has locked in an armbar, triangle submission hold. But no, Chris Sabin, I mean, that's one way to get out of a submission hold. Just punch a man right in the face. He'll probably eventually let go. And now Chris Sabin sending Kyle O'Reilly back into the corner of the Guns. Goes for a tag. O'Reilly fighting out from underneath here. And now, oh, what a huge jumping forearm strike to the face. And now Kyle O'Reilly, look at this combination here. My God, what a spinning back elbow. A rolling elbow by Kyle O'Reilly after a kick to the back of the head. And now O'Reilly wasting no time here. Look at this. This might be going for the kill right here and right now. Got rid of Shelley, and there it is. Total elimination. The total elimination connects by Strong and O'Reilly to pin a pair of former tag team champions. And my God, almost in decisive, dominating fashion, the Undisputed Era just wiped the floor with the Machine Guns. I don't know if it was a little bit of fatigue on the Guns end, of course, coming off of just a week removed from a grueling tag team match arguably maybe tag team match of the year so far against DIY back at Backlash in France. But I don't know, they were not ready for what the Undisputed Era were bringing to the fight here tonight, folks. Almost very surprising, almost a jarring image to see the Motor City Machine Guns go down in such decisive fashion, especially with how decorated they are in the tag team world. But also, that's just a testament to how great of a team Strong and O'Reilly are. And if I'm DIY, I'm clenching those belts just a little more tightly when I go to sleep tonight, because we might have a new pair of challengers on the horizon, and O'Reilly and Strong. And of course, they have made their intentions well known that they are after tag team gold. They didn't come to WWE to just be two more players to the game. They want to have an impact wherever they stay, wherever they land, and they are here in the WWE on the JPG channel, and they have arrived to shock the system and shock the entire Raw tag team division. And that's exactly how you do it, by being a pair of former champs themselves, like the Guns. What a tremendous victory for O'Reilly and Strong. That's certainly a way to make your name in the tag team division. Probably the quickest is by going after two veterans in the tag team division like Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley. But we are going to switch gears here, folks, because we are right back in the swing of things when it comes to the Money in the Bank qualifying matches. And oh my God, we got Ep17 in the building. The Ruler is here. Former NXT champion, former NXT North American champion. Both almost seemingly back-to-back came to his grasp with ease. Ruled over NXT, and now he's here on the main roster. And he is looking to head into London, get into that Money in the Bank ladder match, break anything in his way, including human beings, and find himself on top of the world yet again. Can't call yourself the Ruler if you don't have any gold to account for it. Although I'm not going to tell this man he can't call himself the Ruler, because I'm terrified of Ep17, but that's neither here nor there. Another thing to think about here. Ep17 just making his second appearance here in Universe Mode, almost like Stephanie Vaquer could be finding some very early success. Excuse me, in WWE if he gets the job done. But he's taking on the former Intercontinental Champion Jey Uso. Main event Jey Uso. Let me put some respect on the master of the Yeet's name, the Yeet Commander. And of course, the current Intercontinental Champion, Braun Breaker. Of course, one title wasn't enough for the unpredictable badass. He wants to go after even more gold. He wants to get that Money in the Bank briefcase to flaunt around with his Intercontinental Championship. Meanwhile, main event Jey Uso is looking to fulfill a lifelong childhood dream of becoming a world champion in WWE one day. He wants to follow in the footsteps of family members such as The Rock and Roman Reigns. And it could all start here. The journey could all start here with a big win here tonight against two prominent athletes like Ep17 and Braun Breaker. Of course, Jey Uso, more than familiar with Braun Breaker, had a handful of his matches last season in Universe Mode. Ep17, though, that's new territory right there. That is unfamiliar territory when it comes to Jey Uso's knowledge about the Ruler. I mean, I'm sure anybody with a social media account or anybody that keeps up with the program will know exactly who Ep17 is and what he's about. And particularly in triple threat matches is where Ep17 has seen a lot of success. So I would say this is, most men would probably have what, like a 25-30% chance of winning this match. Ep17, you might want to chalk that up to about a good 65%. But I mean, if we're gonna start doing some Steiner math as Braun Breaker heads to the ring, and I mean, I don't know if anybody's odds favor more than the Intercontinental Champion himself, Braun Breaker. I mean, the championship is to show for it. He beat the odds at WrestleMania, surviving 7 other men in a grueling ladder match that we mentioned early on in the show to get that Intercontinental Championship. And he has been a dominant champion ever since, defeating the Celtic Warrior Sheamus in a banger after banger after banger in France. And now he's back in the swing of things, back in contention for more gold, or a shot at getting more gold if he lands himself in that men's Money in the Bank ladder match and joins the likes of LA Knight and Karrion Kross. Here we go, folks. All 3 of these individuals getting ready to do battle. This is certainly a 3 different clash of styles here. We know Breakker and Femi are going to be the aggressors. Jey Uso, though, bit of a wild card. Nice springboard dropkick wiping out the field that time. Femi is an absolute powerhouse. Braun Breaker has the power and the speed and the agility. Jey Uso has the fan support. We're going to see which one's enough. Jey Uso calling Breaker up to his feet. Might have caught Breakker and Femi off guard with that springboard dropkick. Femi going for a roll-up attempt on Jey Uso. And now Femi just having his way with the former Intercontinental Champion. And now the current Intercontinental Champion, Braun Breaker. Another thing to think about, like as I said, looking for success early on in his career. If Femi wins tonight, he has defeated a former Intercontinental Champion and the current Intercontinental Champion. Say he pins Braun Breaker, he has pinned the Intercontinental Champion. So whether he wins the Money in the Bank ladder match or not, I would argue that Femi would be in line for a shot at Breaker's championship. So a lot of things to think about. A lot of things factor into tonight's match. Multiple variables here tonight, but the biggest variable of them all is getting a shot at one's destiny. Getting a shot in the Money in the Bank ladder match. And we keep talking about it as if it's going to be an easy match to win. You still have to survive 5 other men, but as I just recently said, Breakker survived 2 extra than that at WrestleMania, so maybe he feels more than confident that he can get the job done once again. In London, a big clothesline coming out of the corner with a huge lariat. Braun Breaker now trying to grab Femi here, but Femi kind of chained up with Breakker. And now, oh, what a shot right to the ribs. 3 shots to the ribs. That's going to bust a windpipe if you ask me. And now, wait a minute. Oh, my goodness gracious. Huge STO. Wait a minute, Jey Uso. Oh, caught Femi off guard. Talk about the power. Jey Uso just turned Femi inside out. Now, wait a minute. Big super kick lands. This could be Jey Uso's opportunity, but the ruler saves the matchup and gets his lick back with a devastating, earth-shattering lariat of his own. And now Jey Uso being tied up here. And big spear connects to Oba. A big spear connects to Oba. Femi, could this get the job done? Count of... Oh, I was going to say, I thought that was it. Femi would have suffered his loss in his second match here in WWE. And now Braun Breaker coming off the ropes with a huge shoulder tackle. Shoulder tackle connects by Breakker. Jey Uso. Look out. Nice move from Jey Uso there. Pop-up neck breaker. A pop-up neck breaker connects to Breakker himself. Almost got the job done. Femi, though, trying to stay in the game here. And now Femi is a long ways away from the ring. Almost cleared it, though, with an elbow drop. Did not connect. That was some agility for you from an otherwise larger man like Femi. He's certainly bigger than Breakker and Jey Uso. And now Femi with Jey Uso momentarily taken care of. Femi's going for the kill here, but Breakker, a rake to the eyes. And now big shoulder tackle to Ruler once more. And now Breakker's wasting little to no time. Femi's already been hit with one spear. Now he gets hit with a second one. A second spear connects. Braun Breakker realizing that Jey Uso still with his whereabouts. And now there's a stare down from Breakker and Jey Uso. Another shoulder tackle by Braun. Intercontinental Champion in full control now. Takes Jey Uso out to the floor. Oh, what the hell has Braun Breakker got planned here? He has Femi almost down and beat, but he decides to go after the main event Jey Uso instead. My God, over the top rope. Breakker clearing the top rope with that barrel roll tope. And now, wait a minute, he's thinking about going for it again, but Femi. I thought Breakker was going to jump over the entire ring that time. Thought better of it. Oh, never mind. My God. This man is absolutely insane as he just roared into the face of that poor man in the front row. Braun Breakker certainly feeling the dogs, but hearing the dogs barking here tonight. And now sends Jey Uso back into the ring. This could be the Intercontinental Champion's opportunity to get himself some more gold here in WWE. And now, oh my goodness, what a gut buster. Gut buster connects. Femi again there to try and make the save as he does. And big clubbing blow to the back of Braun Breakker. Shot to the ribs from Breakker to Femi. And now Braun Breakker setting Femi on the top rope, going for the Breakensteiner. Oh my, Femi just told him to sit his punk ass down. Just absolutely taking the wind out of Breakker's sails. Breakker trying to get back up on his feet. He's a little woozy here. Wait a minute. No, that's the third spear that Femi has taken. And my God, Jey Uso just took this match. Just stole it right from underneath the nose of Braun Breakker. I guess that's payback for Breakker winning his Intercontinental Championship in that ladder match at WrestleMania. Jey Uso wasn't even involved in the deciding factor of that match. And that is the danger of a multi-man match. Both two examples. You don't have to be the loser of the match to lose the championship or lose the opportunity. Jey Uso clinching a spot in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. And I hope all of the UK, all of London are ready to yeet in unison when Jey Uso makes his appearance at Money in the Bank. What a performance by main event Jey Uso, and could be looking to live up to that name himself if he wins the Money in the Bank ladder match. And then, of course, providing he uses his time and his opportunities wisely, becomes a world champion here in WWE. He would be seeing every single main event possible at that point. And speaking of a man that would love the main event spotlight, the limelight itself, Dominic Mysterio, dirty Dominic Mysterio out here with his prized perfection of Liv Morgan. If it was Jim Ross calling this, I'm sure he would be calling her a Jezebel, if I had to guess, but that's neither here nor there. We know that these two are never up to any good. No member of the Judgment Day ever are. This is just disgusting. Dominic Mysterio, just the biggest sleaze bag that you'll ever meet. You can see the homage to the old Eddie Guerrero Latino Heat shirt. This one says Latino Cheat because Dominic Mysterio is a cheater. He cheated on Rhea Ripley with Liv Morgan, as you can see. Just throwing Rhea Ripley over to the wolves as if she's not one of the most beautifully imposing figures on God's green earth. Although Liv Morgan is nothing shy to look at either, obviously, but I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. Anyways, we're going to refocus because this man right here has a very important next few weeks to come. The best in the world, CM Punk, trying to build himself some momentum before he goes into the rematch of a generation against the quote-unquote last real champ, John Cena. It's Cena and Punk in London. It is going to be surely one that you cannot miss. And the Second City Saint looking to get back on top of the world as he was before he initially left the company. His momentum shift will all start here tonight. He gets the win over Dirty Dominic Mysterio because, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't want to lose to Dominic Mysterio just for my image alone, but Punk needs to win everything heading into Money in the Bank to give himself the momentum, to give himself the up boost of confidence. I'm sure he doesn't need confidence. He's a very confident individual. He's confident in his abilities in that ring and his performances and what kind of a professional that he actually is. He knows he can get the job done. But, I mean, you're facing the oftenly known as the world beater, oftenly known as Big Match John, oftenly known as the barrier of barriers. He's facing the greatest world champion to ever live, John Cena. When we get to London at the Money in the Bank PLE, he's going to need all the support, all the motivation in the world to get the job done that night. Here we go. Dominic Mysterio charging in right to the best in the world with a Hurricane Rana. And we mentioned the bitter disdain that Mysterio has for Punk goes off the ropes. Obviously not willing to start this the gentleman's way, with traditional wrestling way, with a collar and elbow, and Punk says, all right, F that. Oh my God, a pile driver. You know, Punk hates this kid as well. He's hated him ever since he was 12 years old, all those years ago when he ruined his birthday. Made him cry live on television. Or actually, maybe I'm not remembering that correctly. It was either his birthday or his sister's birthday. It might have been Aaliyah's birthday. It's been a very long since I've seen. I just remember him making Dominic Mysterio feel uncomfortable and cry, and I'm sure that has obviously led Dominic Mysterio to years worth of therapy, I'm sure. And now, wait a minute. Oh, this is the best form of therapy by getting physical revenge on Punk. Springboard DDT. This is Dominic Mysterio's time to shine. I mean, he's beginning some moments here on the JPG channel in the last few weeks to really show what he's all about. You know, honestly, he's been building himself up as a performer. I'm sure he's got all the confidence in the world with a baddie like Liv Morgan out there on the ringside. But he's going to need a little bit more than just confidence to beat the best in the world, CM Punk, as he goes right to town on the kid. Dominic Mysterio, if you ask him, he's a 20-year veteran in this business, so he has just about as much experience as CM Punk would. But in reality, Dominic Mysterio just debuted a number of years ago, I believe in 2018. And now, wait a minute. Oh, a huge springboard crossbody to the floor. Showing out is Mysterio. Michinoku driver just planted Punk on the floor. This is not ideal for Punk to be taking moves out on the floor like this. Just 2 weeks away from a big match and a big splash from Dominic Mysterio. Perhaps the biggest match that Punk will ever have in his career. For the last time. The last time we will see Cena and Punk in the same ring, one-on-one, here on the JPG channel. Now, wait a minute, CM Punk, all right, he's getting a little bit, obviously he's getting a little bit, now I don't want to say desperate, but he's trying to pump up the pace a little bit and get this win, get himself some icy hot and then take a nap, because he's going to have to recuperate before we get to London. But like I said, there is nothing in this world that Dominic Mysterio would love more, perhaps, than chicken tenders, than to defeat CM Punk on his road to redemption, his road to reclaiming the world championship. And now Punk back in control here. Nice, half and half suplex. Dumps. Dumps Dominic Mysterio. And now, wait a minute. Hold on. This is old classic Punk right there. A huge arm-trapped clothesline. And now, wait a minute. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. What a knee strike off the top. But there's Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan getting involved again. Getting involved in this match. Another one of Dominic Mysterio's matches. You know she wasn't going to stay quiet the entire time. If Liv Morgan's not careful, I know a certain individual that Punk is happily married to that would love to get involved in Punk's business if needed be. That being, of course, one of the greatest women's wrestlers in AJ Lee. And now, wait a minute, CM Punk, nice float over neck breaker, scaling to the top. Doesn't look like Punk will need much help from his wife or anybody else to get the job done here tonight. Punk looking to close it out. Like I said, looking for an early night at the office. He needs an early night at the office. And now connects with the GTS. No. Dominic Mysterio driving some elbows right to the face. I have to admire the heart and the tenacity of Dominic Mysterio. I mean, he's in there with a former multi-time world champion in CM Punk, and he is actually looking the part. He's looking like he belongs in there with CM Punk. As much as I hate Dominic Mysterio, I have to give him the credit where credit is due. And now, wait a minute, Dominic Mysterio now being locked in the sharpshooter. An homage to the Hitman, of course. CM Punk, I'm a big fan of Bret Hart. Punk credits Bret Hart as the reason why he's in professional wrestling today. And now, went for a springboard crossbody. My guy, a little too cute. Gets caught with the GTS. The GTS hits flush this time. And Dominic Mysterio's dreams of beating CM Punk turns into one hell of a nightmare here on Monday Night Raw. Like I said, I'm going to give a little credit to Dominic Mysterio because he brought his A game against CM Punk here tonight, but it's just absolutely undeniable that CM Punk gets his opportunity at Money in the Bank. CM Punk celebrating his victory over Dirty Dominic Mysterio, but wait a minute, cast your eyes over to the outside. John Cena. Cena's entering the ring now. Cena not appreciating the words that Punk had to use for him last week. Throwing subtle jabs his way, and now Cena trying to get a measure of revenge. Cena beating up on an already bruised and battered CM Punk after a hard-fought victory. And now Punk trying to retaliate here. You know, wait a minute, John Cena. Oh, just overpowering Punk. What the hell is John Cena having in store for CM Punk? He's bringing a table. What the hell does this have to do with wrestling? Cena has Punk on that table. Oh, and a suplex through the table. A suplex through the table. Punk is out. And what the hell Cena got planned now? You've got to be kidding me. He's got a second table. A second table by Cena now. Like I said, folks, one wasn't enough. John Cena looking to make a statement here tonight at the at the behest, I guess, of CM Punk. And now what the hell does John Cena have planned for Punk? No. This is the top rope. This is the top rope. What the hell is he doing? John Cena with a superplex off the top rope through the table. A superplex off the top rope through the table. Cena's not done there just yet. Adding insult to injury with an attitude adjustment. This is just absolutely disgusting. What the hell was that all for, Cena? You've got to be kidding me. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to switch gears because it's time for our main event, but I can't believe what we just saw from John Cena. Well, what a stunning, absolute display of just disgusting behavior from John Cena. Putting CM Punk through the table with that avalanche attitude adjustment. My God, Cena certainly probably feels a little bit threatened, maybe a little bit of fear, if I could even use that word, that CM Punk might have his number. Maybe Cena doesn't feel like he has what it takes to go up against a level performer like CM Punk anymore. Clearly trying to give himself an advantage heading into London by putting CM Punk through that table. But like I said, an absolute disgusting behavior by John Cena. I mean, I'm actually absolutely appalled with the man that Cena. I was gonna say CM Punk. The man that Cena has become over the last few months, and it all started after his ego got the best of him after defeating Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, proclaiming himself as the greatest world champion to ever live. And speaking of a former world champion, the former WWE Women's World Champion, Becky Lynch, making her way down to the ring as her partner Bayley has already. This is our main event here on the JPG channel, here on Monday Night Raw. As we announced early on in the show, Team 2001, Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade putting those titles on the line against Becky Lynch and Bayley. It's going to be one hell of a match, folks. We've seen these four in the ring before, and they created magic, and now we're going to see it in our main event with the titles on the line. You can sign me up. Of course, Bayley and Lynch, and really the tag champs as well, gonna have to keep their head on a swivel. Gonna have to keep eyes in the back of their own heads, because looming in the background at all times, I wouldn't even say looming because they always need to be in the spotlight, is Banks Corporation. Both Sasha Banks, Mariah May, Brianna Brandy, and Kiana James. All four of those women, I'm sure, have a very vested interest in this, the outcome of this match. As we are joined by the women's tag team champions, defeating Asuka and Io Sky at WrestleMania to proclaim themselves as the women's world tag team champions. And now we are here, folks. Another big match for these two young, prominent female talents in Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. Took on Asuka and Io Sky at WrestleMania, and now they get to take on another pair of former women's world champions. Two pillars of the women's revolution, two pillars of this guided women's division today. I'm sure Bayley and Becky Lynch, along with Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair, are prime reasons as to why these two ladies are even in the squared circle today, inspiring an entire generation of new talent that we are seeing on our screens and will be seeing for years to come. This has the big fight feel. This has a big match feel to it. Of course, not only that being the main event, but also just the star power here with Becky Lynch and Bayley in the equation. They could make some stars here tonight. And Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade, if this does indeed go the distance, if this does become what I do personally believe that it has the potential to become, which is one hell of a match. Like I said, we've seen these four in the ring already, and the championships weren't even on the line that night, and all four of them put it all on the line as far as when it comes to just their passion and wanting the respect out of the audience, gaining the crowd's approval, getting the crowd fired up. This crowd has been pretty fired up all night. It has been an incredible night of action, and it will continue with our main event right now, folks, as Bayley double-legging Roxanne Perez. And now Roxanne Perez, though, out of harm's way quickly with a kick to the face. Every time we see Perez and Jade, they get a little bit better as a tag team. I'm not going to lie to you. The Prodigy herself in the ring with Bayley, the woman that she looked up to as a teenager, along with Becky Lynch. And oh, went for an elbow strike. I was ready to get all excited for that elbow strike because she winded it up real. She winded it up real tight there, but Roxanne Perez able to escape a nice wheelbarrow facebuster by one half of the women's tag team champions, setting Bayley, trying to send Bayley in her corner, but Bayley, she's read that book before. She's been down the ropes of a tag team competitor. Of course, she held the tag team championships long ago with Sasha Banks as they completed the Boston Hug connection. That was obviously ways before the Sasha Banks that we have come to know today, the egotistical maniac that Sasha Banks is today, having to surround herself with luxurious women that she deems as maybe just as high class as her, of course referring to Mariah May, the Glamour herself, and Brianna Brandy, Kiana James. Banks Corporation, of course. Three women absolutely so hungry and desperate to find spotlight that they will do anything in their power to keep Sasha Banks not only happy and satisfied with them as her employees, but also as the women's world champion, stay on top of the division, which would mean more money for Banks Corporation. And now a huge clothesline by Roxanne Perez. We're seeing tags in and out by Perez and Cora Jade. And look at this, Perez just absolutely driving Lynch's face right into the mat with a DDT. And now Roxanne Perez with a hangman's neck breaker. Perez showing what she's got, bringing to the dance here tonight. And now Becky Lynch, though, turning things off again with the inverted DDT. Perez can hold her own with two former women's world champions, and Bayley and Becky Lynch. That's impressive to say the least, as now Roxanne Perez sending Bayley back into the corner, but again Bayley thwarting the attempt of Perez to get, I believe, Cora Jade back into the ring here. Is now Wayman Perez and Cora Jade, a big strike right to the midsection. Cora Jade now. Luthez Perez taking a page out of her tag team partner's playbook. Jade taking it to the role model, went for an enziguri. Bayley stuffed the attempt and now sends, oh, what a smack to the face. I was going to say sends Cora Jade into the turnbuckle, but Cora Jade going for some cutter, I believe, but no, Bayley got the reversal. Big drop kick connects by Cora. And now Jade getting Bayley back up on her feet. What does Cora Jade have planned here? Look out. Slams her onto the mat. Cora Jade fired up here tonight, folks. Wait a minute here, guys. We are joined by Kiana James and Brianna Brandy. Oh, no, this is not good. This is not good right here. Wait a minute. Look out. Oh, a big clothesline. Roxanne Perez, Brianna Brandy, and Kiana James breaking up this women's tag team match. Cora Jade was going for a chair to try and fend herself. Roxanne Perez was going for the pinfall attempt. She was going for the pinfall attempt, and now Roxanne Perez has a submission hold on Brianna Brandy. This match is officially thrown out. Kiana James and Brianna Brandy just costed Bayley and Becky Lynch these championships. And also at the same time firmly put themselves in the conversations between the women's tag team champions. The hell is going on to close our show, folks? Banks Corporation laying everybody out. Roxanne Perez got a kendo stick to try and fend herself off. Big stomp to the, and now Roxanne Perez trying to hit anything that moves. Kiana James now entering the ring again. Bayley and Becky Lynch trying to get the better of Banks Corporation. A big elbow strike from Kiana James, averted. Bayley with a German suplex. Becky still thinks that the match is to be won here. This is absolute chaos to close our show, folks. We are out of time.